If you're the one who remembers everything, listen closely. Have a seat, my friend. Eventually, remembering everything, being the frontal lobe and the memory for everyone, turns in to resentment. And that doesn't feel good for anybody. And that's not happening because you're failing. That's happening because you're overloaded. We do this. We've done this. We've created this overloaded mama syndrome and having the expectation that mamas are everything and do everything. And in reality, of course, we want to live up to that beautiful expectation, but in reality, it's gotten too big and we can't. None of us can live up to that standard and then still have our joyful selves at the same time. It's impossible. So let's all stop feeding the fantasy and start supporting each other and being a realist about what makes sense and then how we raise our children and take care of ourselves going forward. How do we fix this? Here's a fast fix. Just create a family responsibility list today. Put everything that the family is responsible for on a list. Your stuff, your kids' stuff, your partner's stuff, whoever's in the family, put all the responsibilities on the list today. That's the beginning. Then it might require a little bit of a difficult conversation. However, people really appreciate the conscientiousness of knowing what people expect of them and what they expect of themselves. So having a conversation about this list with everybody who's on the list is really important, and sharing how you want to move forward. So if you're going to start setting boundaries around, I'm not going to take on everybody's thing on the list, I'm going to expect you to do it, then that should be shared up front if there's going to be a change. And so all good. Sit, have a conversation. Everybody will agree and say, yeah, we're going to do that. Da, 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 da. Or they'll blow it off and think, yeah, mom will do it anyway. And then don't, because you're learning how to set boundaries for yourself and for your own sanity. And it's also setting boundaries for other people to be responsible for their things. That's an important lesson to learn as a young person. It's also an important lesson for other people in our family to live up to their share of building a family and raising a family. It's hard work. The important thing to remember is that connection, true loving connection, grows with shared responsibility. It doesn't grow when one person carries everybody else along. That just grows resentment. And so we want to move away from that and share the regulation, share the self-regulation with each other so nobody's feeling overwhelmed and stressed. And then we can all parent and live from a calmer baseline instead of always feeling like, oh my gosh, I have 10 other things to do. I'm not going to get them done. What should I push to tomorrow? That's a terrible feeling, as I'm sure many of you know. But take a breath, breathe in, and say, okay, now really, can this get pushed off to another day or to another person? Sure, probably a lot of the things can. And so now let's start making that journey of sharing. Sharing is caring. If you like this content and you want to see more trauma-informed parenting tips or understanding the self-regulating system and how to communicate with your family and with others, please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Also, if you would just like to engage more and be more connected in person, jump on over and join my school community. It's called the Life Print Collective, and I'd love to engage with you over there too. So there's lots of mamas who have a lot of responsibility and feel overwhelmed and exhausted. So sharing those stories and tips is a really great way to just connect with others, and it disperses that negative resentment energy when we can share our story a little bit and build something new. It's exciting. All right, so with that, leave a life print.